first day of off-season workouts. New coach Pat Shermer said, quote, "I think it's important Odell is here." Yesterday, our friend Ray Lewis gave his take on Odell. Take a listen.
I am more invested in this young man than anybody who's talking about him. Ask him himself how many phone calls we've had since his rookie year. This just ain't me just talking now. That's like a child to me. Listen, guys, we have a duty. And a lot of leaders are not stepping up to that duty. Guess why? They want to be popular on social media.
Ray is back with us, but Skip, let me start with you. What was your takeaway from Ray's comments?
Give me a minute on this. I believe what you believe. I believe in your message that you have preached to Odell Beckham Jr. many times via phone and face-to-face contact. Yesterday, I felt your anguish and your frustration over trying and failing to reach him. And my conclusion is, I'm not sure he's yet reachable. I went through this with one Johnny Manziel. Felt the same frustration, the same pain. I feel like Johnny Manziel and Odell Beckham Jr., who are very close friends, are more alike than you might think. Because I'm going to remind you, Johnny, of course, grew up with some money in a San Antonio suburb. Odell didn't grow up the way you two grew up. He grew up with some money, some privilege. His father was a running back at LSU from 89 to 92. His mother ran track at LSU, then got her master's at LSU, and has been a pretty prominent track coach at several universities, Rice, Georgia Tech, Tulane in New Orleans. And Odell went to the Newman School, which is the alma mater of the Manning family. Eli went there, Peyton went there, Cooper went there. And it is an elite private college prep school in the middle of New Orleans. And Odell and Johnny shared this one thing. They grew up around a lot of adults that they respected, but they learned to speak adult. And Johnny is really, when Johnny turns on that adult charm, he can just wow you. He can blow you away with how mature he sounds. But once they tell the adults what the adults want to hear, then they go be them. They can go, they want to be social media stars. They want to be it kids. They want to be celebrities in the nightlife. And right now, I think both Johnny and Odell care more about being celebrities after hours than celebrities during football hours. That's Johnny's biggest problem. And again, Odell has achieved much more than Johnny ever thought about achieving yet in the National Football League. But my problem is that they both learn to respect greatness. So they respect Ray Lewis, and they respect Shannon Sharp, and they respect Chris Carter on our early morning show here on FS1. And I think Chris has tried to mentor and advise Odell at various steps, and he's worked out with him maybe in different ways than you have. He's probably tried to help him more on the field than you have tried to help him. But in the end, I think Odell just pays lip service to you too much. He listens, but it doesn't really go in his head or his heart. And he tells you what you want to hear, and then he goes and does what he wants to do. And until these kids crash and burn, until they need your help, I don't think they're going to accept your help. And that's no different than you were at a certain age where you were rejecting advice from above. You know, you had to come to a point where you said, okay, I need help. I need to open up to Shannon. I need to figure out how to do this the right way. And I don't think Odell's hit that point yet. I don't think he's been forced to do it. He's had his incidents. We saw the video. And you say, how can you do that? Because he enjoys that life, to me, to a fault. And he's going to tell you he gets it, but he doesn't get it yet. And he and Manziel, you know, they're running buddies now. They spend a lot of time together in the off season, and I think they're much more alike than you would know.
Mm-hmm. You know, there's nothing that I shared yesterday that I don't share with my children. Mm-hmm. My son, I gave this exact message to. Like, my son has made some bad decisions. Mm-hmm. And when I told my son, I said, Junior, I said, baby boy, got away from your foundation. Shay, you've been knowing me a long time. I've been praying a long time. I've been mentoring people a long time. And when I sit home and phone call after phone call and text after text, to when I see what these kids are doing to their lives and their legacies, they won't understand until it's too late. A friend from Tennessee called me not too long ago. She said, I need you to call me right now. Her 27-year-old son was on the couch. She said, he's walking outside to commit suicide right now. You're the only one that can save him. I pick up the phone. I said, what are we doing? What are we doing, son? I said, tell me the last time you read a book. Can't remember. Tell me the last time you prayed. I can't remember. Tell me the last time you've been to church. Can't remember. Have you picked up your Bible lately? No. So how are we giving up on life if the foundation is disturbed? I go to Parkland and speak to one of the brothers, Brother Ray at Parkland. His brother was the courageous coach who jumped in front of the bullet. And I'm looking at his pain. And I grab his hands, Skip. And I say, all I want you to do is trade whatever pain you feel for love, for direction, for a foundation. So that when your 9-year-old daughter see you, that she knows she can carry on. The only thing sad about what we're doing in our world is we're confusing the people that really need the help. And these are babies. Odell is a baby. I look at Odell as a son of mine. So am I hurt? Absolutely. Why wouldn't I be hurt? When this guy took me and put me in his basement.
He did.
Listen to me, man. Like, we got to really start going deep places, Shay. You know this. This man put me in his basement and said, this is what you have to do. But guess what, Skip? I was willing to stay in his basement for 6 months. Did I move?
Nope.
Did I go out?
Nope.
Did I drink anything?
Nope.
Did I party?
You with me?
I followed it. And my whole mission, I got 5 texts this morning. Can you pray with him? Can you do this? Can you do that? That's all I do.
Where were you when you were in his basement spiritually?
Broken.
Okay.
Guess why? I had removed God.
Okay.
Guess why? I was around the wrong people, doing the wrong things, hanging in the wrong places. I tell people this all the time. I just got through speaking at this church, Bishop Joel People's Church. If you know something in your life needs changing, make sure you change it before God has to change it. Because when God changes it, it will not be a pretty sight. And when I got not only humbled, but when I got right, and when I walked out of that basement, I walked out a new man. But I walked out a man that was accountable to a brother who looked at me and said, whatever you need.
How did you get right with God?
God deals with most of us in isolation.
Okay.
See, it's a secret place you got to go with him.
Was
See, it's
this
a
all
place-
from you, or did you have somebody to
Tell
help?
my mother now.
Okay.
My mother would tell you up front, like when I'm disturbed with the Lord. Junior, all right. God paying attention to the same thing. And so very young, I've always had a connection with him. But at times we pull away, right? Because we kind of become our own gods. We control our own things. We got our own money. We can do what we want to do. But if I didn't have the foundation of who God is, my why is simple, Skip. My why, I pray for that boy. My why, that I pick up those phone calls, my why never change. And that's why it's just, it doesn't bother me what people say because I know what I do. And so I will leave it here, no matter who was offended. when I pray for people, Shay, I pray that people are acceptable the way I accepted your teaching and what you did for me. Not from a spiritual level from him, but was what he pulled me away from. And so today it's a great day for me, because if we get to call God's name this many times, then we need to keep on having these conversations with the pain that's going on in this world. Mm-hmm. Just like I challenged Brother Ray.
So back to Odell.
Yeah.
How many times have you spoken to him by a phone and he said, "I hear you, I hear you"?
Yeah,
I
mean
you.
that's
Right?
That's baby boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's baby boy. He knows it. He knows it. He's so gifted. He knows it. But your gift runs hand in hand with your curse. That's the book of life. Mm-hmm. And so I get it. I get it. But I told you I'm invested. I'm invested in a lot of these kids, and just like my children, I will never stop fighting for them, and I will never stop praying for them, and I would never, bottom line, stop telling them the truth. Yeah.
The thing is what I've said before, Skip, is that the mentor is only as good as the mentoree. And the thing is, he was willing to accept what I was trying to instill in him. Mm-hmm. The problem is that his priorities are not what Ray's priority was. Mm-hmm. When I told Ray, I said, "Ray, this is what I think you should do. This is how I think you should do it." Now, he could have bucked and said, like, "You don't know what you're talking about. You on your way out. I'm not listening." But he accepted it. See, we won't. Odell is doing exactly what Odell wants to do. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and put that out there on the table. Mm-hmm. Everything Odell Beckham Jr. is doing is exactly what and how and when he wants to do it. Mm-hmm. He wants to travel with Drake. He wants to be at all the events. See, the thing is, and I want to be great. Saying you want to be great, mm-hmm. greatness comes at a heavy price. Mm-hmm. A heavy price must be paid for greatness. Do you truly desire greatness, or do you just pay it lip service? Mm. And I told a lot of time people mistake hard work for habit. Mm. See, people think because they do something over and over, they working hard. There's two different things, Skip. Odell Beckham is doing exactly what he wants to do. He hears Ray, but he's not listening.
He's not listening.
And that's the thing. That's the difference. When people are like, "I didn't know you and Ray were so close." Well, I didn't know. That's not my job to tell you. Ray will tell you whatever he wants to tell you, what I helped him do. That's not my job. I don't do anything. A lot of times I talk to guys, Skip, you will never know. Mm. And when I do talk about it, I say, "What do you feel comfortable with me telling them? What do you want me to tell certain people a certain thing?" I feel comfortable. Shay, Sharp, tell them whatever you want to tell them. Skip, right now, Odell Beckham is in a place that he's comfortable. And right now, he can't get reached. But there will come a time that he'll need to be reached.
Or he'll reach out to you.
Right. Yeah. And hopefully, as you said, you'll never leave him.
Yeah.
And you'll be there to help him up. Mm-hmm. I mean, Odell, I got kids older than Odell. Mm-hmm. So I understand. And you try to reach him, hey, okay, you won't do it your way, but I'll be right here. When you come back and say, "Daddy, I'll be right here. I'll be right here in this chair."
Well, I mean, you guys know you're both Hall of Famers. You know, Skip's been in business for 40+ years. You make big sacrifices to get there.
Yeah.
Famous Coach Wooden quote: "Don't mistake activity for achievement." Gotta make a little extra sacrifice. Ray, thanks for joining us.
Yes, ma'am.
Should Ben Simmons be the Rookie of the Year? We'll discuss that with Jim Jackson next.